Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have a great rack. I've got the blank. I'm sure I have a bingo here, but with all the duplicates, it's going to be fairly low probability. Let me see what comes to mind. So, not seen anything yet. That looks possible. Now, I think Batista is good. Or is it a Battis? I think it's just one of those, and I'm not sure which. So I'd rather not make that choice. I'd rather find something I'm sure of. Well, not seeing anything else. There could be something here. Great, I have Abwats, and I'm 100% sure of that. I'm going to stop looking immediately, save time. So, Abwats for 72. Not good. It's balanced, no duplicates, but it's not a synergetic rack. The V and U in particular, pretty grim. I've got phone as an ending, so I'm just one tile away from soul phone. Well, I think you're often one tile away from a lot of words. So, how to sort this rack out? I've got 3 high-scoring tiles. I'd like to play off at least 2 of them. Great reply by my opponent. He's just 10 points behind now. I'm immediately drawn to this triple word square that he's opened. However, I also want to get rid of the U and V, and it may not be possible to play through this U and get rid of the U and the V. Well, if I don't get rid of both of them, can I get rid of one of them? Not really. Now I've got 3 of the tiles in over, so maybe if I just concentrated on getting rid of H, U, and P. And what I could do is open up a new triple word square, but that just doesn't feel like it's the best thing to do. Now, do I have a double-double through either the W or the A? Don't think so. I would have Vorch through a C. Now, what about unhove? Don't think so, but unhive is good, but that doesn't get doubled. What a tricky rack. I didn't think this was going to be as difficult as it is, but it's pretty bad. Instead of looking through for plays going through the triple word square, I'm pretty much looking for anything now. I can't see any way of playing through this U and playing off a U or a V. If I had an A, I would have Nouveau. Well, what about Euphon? Well, that would just leave me with UV. However, it's a good score. 36 points. Wow, what a pickup. I've got Outvise, which is thoroughly undeserved. I'm not sure that goes on the board as it stands. I would have Vitreous through an R. So a lot of floaters to consider, voitures as well through an R. Just considering the floaters fairly methodically. Ah, outgives. Fantastic. Hopefully that stays available. A and T already considered. What about the I? Duplicate. Now coming down from euphon. No, can't see anything. So at the moment, all I can see is outgives. And for future reference, I think euphon takes an S and a Y. My opponent's challenged and loses 5 points, so that's confirmation that euphon itself is good. And I think euphonic is likely to be good. But the board is already wide open, which I like. The G could easily be blocked. There's no obvious place for my opponent to play. And certainly the A of unitages is quite attractive for a double-double, or if you've got a consonant-heavy rack. So, what if outgives is blocked? I could just play VAU. That's keeping a vowel-heavy rack lead, not great. And not a big score either. Wow, another bingo by my opponent. 78 points. But however, he has provided a spot for outvise. Outgives has been blocked, but outvise plays at F1. So this is a rocking start to the game. Do I have anything else? I don't think so. So outvise for 72. Pretty good. On to an A. I would have credenza. No A available at the moment. But the Z is a good scoring tile. I've got Dezeren on my rack. Nowhere for that. So although it's a wide open board, not a lot of lanes. Quite a lot of floaters, but certainly the floaters in aboits are now only available as initial letters of words. I'm expecting my opponent to take this O, so I'm not really paying it an awful lot of attention. I've got zinc. I've got zinced through the C, which I think is playable without a K. 36 points, that's pretty good. I nearly have euphonic. I have one of the two necessary tiles. NES, not good, otherwise Dezeren could play in row D. Okay, 45 for my opponent, that's a nice play. Jawar takes an I and an S for future reference, I believe. No A for credenza. I've got ads, which is quite good, it scores well. And the rack leave's good. What's not good is that ads takes a D and an S, and this E is pretty useful in any event, but just plays in row K or down column 5. So, is there a better spot for my Z? Not that I'm seeing. I've got a number of short words on my rack, res and Z. So res plays in row 12, only 28 points. I've got nerts through a T. I've got czar, 24 points, which gives very little away. Now, looking at the scores, I'm 1 point ahead. Well, what about going back to zinced? I mentioned that earlier. I think that's pretty good. Zinced for 36 and a good rack leave. And I draw the second blank, which is good, and the rest of the rack is pretty good as well. There's euphonic for 45. Opponent now got an 8-point lead, but I'm in a strong position because I should be bingoing with this rack. I've got silverer down from the S. That doesn't reach the double word square. So do I have something down from the C or down from the T of Abwats onto the triple word square? Well, I can't see anything beginning with the C. 12 minutes on my clock, 42 tiles left. Or beginning with the T. So at the moment I've got silverer, which is quite nice. But if there is a play from the C or the T, it's going to be a lot better. Let me just run through the alphabet and vaguely keep a C and T in mind. Not seen anything yet. Double R not great. Gosh, I thought I had co-rival there with 2 R's, which is good, but I have an E, not an A. I'm also trying to be aware of 7s. Okay, so I can't see anything. Now, what about something beginning ET? That doesn't look likely. Any other lanes I've overlooked? Well, a bingo beginning with I or S would be good. I can't see such a play. So I'm going to play silverer. Wow, look at that. It stops 1 square short of the double word square. And there's 1 S out there. Okay, so that's not too dangerous. I've got 10 minutes left. What about a play down from the B or the A? Although it opens up the triple word squares in row O, it'll score a lot more than the play beginning with the S. Now, what about a play through T and A? So a TRA play. Gosh, I thought I had retrieval. I do have the letters, but that doesn't work. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, I am going to play silverer. Maybe I'll draw the S. I don't, but it's a pretty good rack. There could be another bingo here. 35 tiles in the bag. I think it's S loined through an S. No S is available. And I think that's probably what I was thinking of when I said this looked bingo-y. I mentioned a Y earlier for euphony, but that ship has sailed. If my opponent doesn't take this S spot, I might take it out myself. It's very dangerous. Okay, looks like my opponent may also have been worried about it. I don't think he loined is good without the S. FE takes nothing in front. 9 minutes on my clock, 32 tiles to come. Fem does take an E, but if I play in row N, I'm opening up row O. However, if I can score enough, then it's worth doing. It would be nice to get the Y tripled. Can't see a way of doing that. I've got condyle as a 7. It's not gonna score anything. Now, if I can just play off the Y and the E, or the Y and the O, I will have quite a good rack leave. Now, I could play Yod. Let me see what this scores. 30 points, that's good, given my lead is so slender. It's not giving anything away. Yod does take an E after it, so CE words play in column 15. The rack leave, it's not great. The D would help that rack leave. Now, what about playing needly in row N? 33 points. Tempting. And it's partly tempting because I'm providing 2 openings, column 15 and row O. And I'm turning over a lot of tiles. There's a lot of O's to come, and I'm retaining just an O. Well, I preferred Yod, and I'm also mindful of the time. Just looking at the floaters in Abwats. Can't see anything. Doi or Yod. Yod just doesn't feel great. Ah, well, what about Yeven? 36 points. It's more points. It's a better vowel consonant balance. The end's not too dangerous. I'm going with this. Is there a way of playing a similar word, but playing off an O instead of one of the E's? Yeah, I think there is. I think lovey is good. And that's a much better rack leave and the same score. Great, I have deadpan. And that plays thanks to my opponent. 50 points for him, but a lot more for me. Deadpan for 85. Now, I put that down fairly quickly. Is there a better spot? Or a better word? No, I don't think so. And another good pickup. There may not be a bingo here, but that's a pretty nice looking rack. I'm 100 points ahead. There are 17 tiles in the bag. All the S's and blanks have gone. So do I have a bingo? Close to Oerlikon. And I can still play underneath Joar. 3 of those to come. 5 minutes on my clock. 13 tiles in the bag. I need to keep scoring. And I should be able to with the K. Coming back to this row B spot. My K can go between the O and the E. Let me check the remaining vowel situation. 11 out of 20. Okay, there's a lot of vowels to come. So a play of Ken would be asking for trouble, keeping 3 vowels and 1 consonant. 5 minutes on my clock. What I could do is just burn tiles and head for the finish. I could play Coiny. 23 points, which is an okay score. The rack leave is good. I'm taking 5 of the 13 tiles in the bag. So that's really closing things down. Can I do better? 4 minutes on my clock. What about this triple letter square here? OBE is good. So something okay. Let me put this back. I've still got lots of time. So N okay. R okay. What about enoki? 30 points, that's good. Yeah, I like this. Another nice rack. I'm 100 points in the lead. 36 points for my opponent. 4 tiles in the bag, including 2 of the big tiles, and there's a U to go with the Q. So 4 in the bag, so I can need to play off 3. I can do that very easily with door. 21 points, keeping a good rack leave. And that just closes the door on... It closes the door on quoit. And I think that's why I need to play this. I draw the X, which is pretty much an insurance policy. My opponent almost certainly does have quoit. Yeah, in fact, my opponent does have quoit because there's only 1 tile in the bag. Ah, well, no, if the Q is in the bag, fair enough, or the U or the T. So he may not have quoit. But I'm 90 points ahead. I don't think there are any other huge Q spots. In any event, there's 1 in the bag, and I get to play the X. Can't see anywhere fabulous for the X. But I should know what the situation is as soon as my opponent's played. Now, I can play Axe in row D for 25 points, not very many for the X. Node is good, so I've got Axe in row M as well, so I'm certainly playing the X. I can see what my opponent's got. Can he go out? 3 minutes on my clock. I'm not sure he can, in which case I need to go out in 2. I've got an I for going next to the Q. I've got the senior on my rack. That doesn't play in that spot. If I played XI here, 28 points, which is good. Do I have an out? 2 minutes on my clock. What about down from the C? Can't see anything. If I don't use this Q spot, my opponent's got an I. What's the worst or the best he can do? Not very much. Well, I'm grinding to a halt here. I'm not seeing anything. There must be a ton of outs in 2 available. I just need to get quite a few tiles down in my first go. So what if I do play Axe here? I've got Ken in column 15, Rainy through the Y. I'm going with this. I don't think my opponent will block those. And I've just seen I've got N in column 4. Wow, N. Running down beside quoit. So if I'd played that first, would I have had 2 spots for Axe? Well, I've got the spot where I played it. Possibly not. So my opponent could play Oi or tie. But in any event, the game is is over. So I saw Cairn for 8, Rainy for 9. Can I beat that? I've got Rani and Airn on my rack. What about a play parallel to Axe? I don't have anything which goes after Node. "12 minutes on my opponent's clock." Great, he does not block N down here for 27. And that takes me over the 500 mark. And the final score, 412 to my opponent, 506 to me, a winning margin of 94 points. So very high scoring game, very exciting game. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. Abwats is what I played. Now, it is Abatis and not Batista. Okay, fortunately I wasn't forced to choose. Batata's also good, and it looks like those are probably the only 3 available. Nice rack for my opponent. He plays unit arges, and this was a source of much pain. I played Ufon in the end, keeping UV, which was it's really hard to pull the trigger on that play. It's so ingrained in you when you have U and V to play them both or one of them. There's such a dyssynergy between them. But having said that, I think in this instance, Ufon was the best play, or a good enough play. I don't think the H helps the leave. Now, nice rack for my opponent. He took a while, but he found mega hits, and there was also Mightiest available. My rack, wow, Outlies was the only bingo, so delighted that that went down. Horrible rack for my opponent, or very unbalanced rather. The O was quite nice for him. My rack, I played Zinc for 36, but Entree was available somewhere. 12C. Ah, through the T. Yeah, very nice. Entree, that would have been a better play. Opponent plays Euphonic. And I play Silverer. And the only other bingo was Sliverer in the same spot, which had the same demerit. And then just variation in which E you used the blank for. So that was all there was. Opponent plays Fem. Great, I didn't miss a bingo here. I thought I might. B9. Neon. Wow, look at that. Absolutely fabulous. Neon beginning with the N of Unitarges for 46 points. I didn't spot that. What did I do? I played Lovey for 36, which is also pretty good. It's 10 points fewer, but the rack leave is probably maybe even 10 points better than LY, but certainly at least 7 points better. Yeah. Opponent plays Worms, which was fabulous because I then have Deadpan. Opponent plays Flob. And I play Enoki at J3 for 30 points. And a good rack lead, burning 5 tiles. There were a few other options. B11. Icon. Yeah. But there are a lot of vowels to come, so I think Enoki's fine. Opponent's rack, he plays Guli. And, well, at this stage I want to leave 1 in the bag and block Quoit, so I'm totally happy with my play. And my opponent did have that. What would that have scored? 81 points. Okay, that would have brought us very close. He plays Quoit. And, well, I pondered what to do here. I'm certainly looking for an out in 2, and some of these rack leaves down here don't look like they are capable of being an out in 2. So axe certainly does the job. Opponent plays tit. And I have Airn, and Rainy and Cairn were the only other two out, so good to spot them all. And that was the end of the game. So absolutely fantastic game, high scoring, lots of bingos right from the word go, and some interesting racks to consider as always. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.